Brent Barry, NBA TV analyst, former slam dunk contest winner. Also, guy who's got a few championship rings as well. He joins us now. Who won All-Star Weekend, in your opinion, overall?
Oh, boy. I think Kyrie Irving is probably the guy, Dan, and you can hear in my voice that I've been at All-Star Weekend. How are you, first of all? And hello to the Shalomi homies.
Oh, by the way, don't call us women because we're reminding you promised you'd send in the warm-up pants from the slam dunk contest that you won. You promised you're supposed to deliver.
Well, as soon as I make my way to the West Coast, which is where those pants happen to be located, I really can't afford to make that trip out there just to get the pants to you guys, unless this becomes a regular gig on the Dan Patrick Show. So I'll get to you guys later.
Well, wait a minute. Why are they on the West Coast? Are they in a museum?
No, they're in a box. It's kind of like that end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, except it's a really, really small closet somewhere.
All your prized possessions?
Yes, they're all there. That, my I think the shirt that I wore when I first made out with a girl, a pair of Jimmy Z pants.
Wow.
And I think some gotcha shorts. They're all there.
Where are your championship rings?
Those are in a closet in San Antonio, so I do know where those are.
But do you bring the championship rings out? If you go show and tell with your kids?
You know what, Dan? I really, honestly, I have friends of mine who will ask occasionally about those, and they've never seen them. They're not sure that I got them. I said, yes, I was on the team. I do have them. I just don't really ever take them out. One funny thing, Dan, about here is I've been telling the guys for several years about the 96 dunk trophy, which comes up here during All-Star Weekend, and I have to answer a bunch of lame questions about the contest. But I told them, I said, I got the dunk trophy, but I don't really care too much about the dunk trophy. It was a great thing, but I've actually turned the dunk trophy into a chips and dip bowl, and they don't believe me. So this weekend, I drove from San Antonio to Houston. I brought the trophy with me, and I brought it to the set one day to show these guys, and we were sitting there, and Karl Malone was on the set with us, and we were reminiscing about Karl Malone, his couple MVPs, and what he did in the All-Star game. And then I asked him if he could grab me some chips. And he said, what do you mean? I said, in the trophy, could you grab the chips? And he took the top off the trophy to get some potato chips. So, good times here at All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, but why do you distance yourself from winning the slam dunk contest?
No, I don't. I don't distance myself. There's kind of the importance of what that day was, and what the exhibition of being in the dunk contest is all about. But living for that day is not something that's really a part of me. So I just have a little bit of fun with it. That's all.
He's Brent Barry, NBA TV and former slam dunk contest winner, joining us Dan Patrick Show. I thought the Kyrie Irving coming out party, because you have to go out of your way to watch a Cavs game, but when you do, you're rarely disappointed. He's really a treat. And then watching Chris Paul in the All-Star game was fun to see. Now you understand, I guess everybody can now understand why you would want to play with Chris Paul. Can you see this Garnett deal actually happening just because of Chris Paul?
Well, I mean, I don't know if Chris was trying to display all of his wares right in front of Kevin in the game yesterday, but, Chris is phenomenal. I would say one other thing about Chris Paul and the Clippers. You could understand why the Clippers really sucked while he was not playing. He makes so many things happen, and there's a reason why Vinny has trouble finding some offense when Cliff Paul is not playing point guard for him. Chris is just an amazing ball handler, leader. Even during the game yesterday, he's pointing guys in directions to call plays and get guys set up. But as far as that trade goes, Dan, I think the Clippers become much better if they do make that deal. There's been some rumors that have floated around All-Star Weekend. I was sitting with David Aldridge yesterday. He's got 3 or 4 cell phones on at all times during All-Star Weekend, and I'm like, David, is there anything before we leave that you think is shaken out with Kevin. And he said, Brent, I can't see them making that deal. The conversations between Danny Ainge and Kevin Garnett will become much more serious in due time as they get closer. And I know Kevin made comments about bleeding green and not going anywhere from Boston. And Kevin Garnett's a guy who, when he speaks that way, you tend to believe him. But the conversations that he has to have with Danny Ainge as far as the franchise, where the Boston Celtics possibly need to go because of the Rondo injury and the future of that team, those conversations have not been had yet. And so I wonder if Kevin Garnett starts to consider things differently once he hears the plight from Danny Ainge and the deadline gets closer. The only name that really gets floated is Josh Smith as somebody that potentially is more than likely to be moved somewhere. I know San Antonio's been thrown out there. I know that the Knicks have been mentioned sometimes, but Washington is a possibility. But Josh Smith's name is probably the most heavily discussed guy in terms of somebody that's going to be moved, and Danny Ferry trying to create some space for the Hawks this summer.
I saw this with Yahoo Sports, Adrian Wojnarowski. He's as plugged in as anybody, and he said that one rival GM said that the Lakers are too arrogant to move Dwight Howard, even if Dwight asked for it. They're the Lakers. They'll dare you to walk away in July, and if I was them, I would too. So that's sort of where the Lakers stand, at least according to Yahoo Sports. Do you think that the Lakers are too arrogant to admit that they made a mistake here with Dwight Howard?
You know what? It's a really good point. You look at the track record of what the Lakers have done when they've brought guys in this situation. They always rely on the wow factor and the history of the franchise as far as putting banners up, guys living in L.A. and the opportunities, of course, that exist off the floor. And I'm not speaking about females. I'm speaking about business. There's a lot of things that go on there. And with all of what it is that the Lakers tried to do in terms of putting this team together, thinking that they have another mantelpiece behind Kobe Bryant in Dwight Howard that they're going to build around for the future. Obviously, it hasn't worked out tremendous to this point, but yeah, I think Woj brings up a really good point as far as the Lakers go and all the hullabaloo to try and get him. They don't feel like half a season or this season is worth it to sort of give that credence because of the coaching change and the injuries and all the other things that have gone on there.
Before I let you go, favorite Michael Jordan story that you'll tell to your grandkids about facing him?
Well, I mean, probably the best one was playing for the Clippers in my early years. It was still, Chicago team winning 70 games, and it would obviously the league had seen nothing like that. I had met Michael several times before just because I've been around basketball for a really long time, and I have had that opportunity. But the first time playing against Michael, I remember down in the post, Michael Jordan catching the ball deep in the post, and I was sitting there, and I know the move. I know the move is. I know what's coming, and I'm doing a decent job of guarding Michael. And he shoulder fakes me and takes a fadeaway jump shot, and both of us jump at the same time. And I'm like, yes, I got this. And he's going up, and I'm going up, and he's going up some more, and I'm going up some more, and then he's going up some more, and I'm coming down, and the ball is going up, and it goes in, and I land, and I go, geez, how did that happen? And I'm running back down towards the offensive end of the floor, and Michael's running next to me, and he goes, good try, Brent. Which was awesome because, one, I tried. Two, he knew my name. And so it was fantastic. One other quick story, Dan. Yeah. Last week, I was talking to a friend of mine. I was in San Antonio. We were having lunch, and they were talking about their favorite sports talk radio. And I said, well, what do you guys do? What do you listen to? And they go, well, we listen to, I can say his name. We listen to Jim Rome, or we listen to this guy and that guy. But our favorite is Dan Patrick. And I said, oh, wow, that's awesome. I said, I've been on the Dan Patrick show a few times. And my buddy goes, what are you calling him about? I said, no, as a guest, dummy. He thought I called you up every now and again to discuss.
Like you were a listener?
Yes. I said, I'm on the Dan Patrick show. I've been on Dan's show a few times. He goes, what do you call him about?
First time, long time.
First time, long time. I love it.
All right, I hope to get to the West Coast soon. We have a unbelievable place here in the man cave to display your slam dunk warm-ups.
Okay, you got it, Dan. And music selection of the week, Foxygen.
Foxygen. Okay. You were big on the Lumineers, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look,
Philip Phillips played during All-Star Saturday, and I would tell you this: folk indie music, maybe not the demographic here at All-Star Weekend.
No, I wouldn't think in Houston.
It.
No, not in Houston. No, I don't think so.
I enjoyed it.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Bones. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Dan. I love the guys.
All right. Brent Barry, NBA TV.